Silver. Today is Wednesday, January 14th, 2017. Wow, 2017 already. This is episode 17. Happy New Year, everyone! I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. If you are crafting for the holidays, I hope that you got everything done with plenty of time to spare. I want to say a quick hello to any new viewers. Thank you for joining me for the first time. Thank you for also giving me a shot. Welcome to the new kids on the Ravelry group. Join in. I won't bite, I promise. I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions, suggestions, or anything like that. And welcome back to all those that have checked out my podcast before. I do appreciate you coming back. Well, December really seemed to fly by. What with work and getting every moment of crafting time in as I could, you can see how it was all a blur. At the same time, though, it seemed to stand still at times. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that thought that? Probably not. Anyway, you'll see what I mean as I continue on. I do have a lot to get through today, so just so you are made aware, just grab your craft and your beverage of choice, and away we go. The first up, I'm going to apologize. There is a lot of administrative I have to get through now, so if you do get bored by it, I won't be upset at all, trust me. There's a lot to get through, but there will be some pretties to look at in the middle of the administrative, so please stick around if you should choose. Well, words are hard. I guess I haven't done this in a while. All right, so for administrative, let's start off with our 2016 perspective. I don't know about you, but 2016 was filled to the brim of firsts and plenty of projects, especially in my knitting. I have written a blog entry that highlights all of the projects I've finished since the start of 2016. So if you're interested, I will actually have the full list of pictures and projects as well right on my personal blog, which is www.dreamysilver2112.com. And it's actually going to be the first article that's up there for at least a little while. The exact number of projects that I finished this time around were 53, getting a total yardage of 27,943.3 yards. That's quite a bit. It's actually more than I thought it was, actually, even when I tallied it up. The knit meter that you are seeing on my Ravelry page is not accurate, only because the projects that you see there listed on knit meter were after the start of Stash Dash, and that's, I think, how I'm going to end up doing it again this year, but I'll explain that more once we get closer to that. So this year I ended up predicting that I was only going to do 100 books, read 100 books. Wow, do. Anyway, I ended up reading 108 of them. So that's actually a pretty good number right there. I did up my total, I think initially from 80 up to 100. So that's not bad. So for 2017, I do have a few goals that I want to get through. I'm hoping I will, especially based on what I have on the needles in anticipation of Stash Dash this year. I think I'll hit it without a problem. I also this year want to match the number of projects I finish of 53. I do want to get 30,000 yards this year, which is it's doable, right? Based on what I did last year. I also start off with a goal of 60 this year, just because I know I'm going to be trying to do a lot more knitting. So maybe my reading might not be as great as it should. I still want to get through so many books, though. I have so many on my list. So you'll see when we go on later. I also decided I wanted to try to get to more family gatherings than I had last year. I was definitely having a lot of fun at the ones I did manage to get to this year. Unfortunately, work, etc., got in the way. So hopefully we'll be able to change that this year, right? The last thing I definitely am going to resolve to do is I'm going to try to journal a lot more than I did last year, or even try to write more that isn't just about knitting. Um, I really, to this end, I really just want to keep up blogging about the books that I've read through over the course of the year as well. I'm just going to take a quick drink out of my TARDIS mug. You've probably seen that on my Ravelry and even my Instagram account. Sorry about that. So for the next thing that I want to discuss are a couple of KALs that are coming up, and one that actually just ended. The one that just ended, I did call Silver's Whipped down for, and it was toward the end of 2016 that it ended. I didn't close any of the boards until yesterday. So if you have been able to sneak in any FOs, that was all on you. All right, so for the December perspective on that, I finished a total of 7 projects, which got me about 6,738 yards. The totals for the whip down, though, as I ended up with 18. So I did quite a bit more knitting and finishing of things in December than I did for the rest of the KAL. For that, I got a total yardage of 11,845 yards, which was quite substantial, which wasn't too bad. Um, so just to note, this next section is actually all about the prizes for this KAL. Just as a note, no one actually posted FO pictures for the KAL, so I'm actually just going to randomly choose who wins prizes. There are quite a few, so just make sure you listen for your name and PM me on Ravelry if you haven't already gotten a PM from me directly. I'll be doing that actually tomorrow morning, so if you happen to hear it before that, please feel free to contact me directly. The first prize that we had up was 8 patterns worth $10 or under on Ravelry. So just please PM me with your choice and I'll gift you the pattern of your choosing. The first goes to Nitosaurus Rex, also to Vegan Jilly. I think I'm pronouncing your first name, first part of that right. I do apologize, Jilly. The next one will go to Lala. Mercury Zelda is another one. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this one. Next one, Snowtesty. I think is how you pronounce that. You can correct me when you PM me. SAS Knitter. We have Gigi Darling and ooh, looks like Cute Knitter also. If you were wondering, yes, they are from the Knitmore Girls. Absolutely love their show, and they both seem to like mine too because they keep coming back. I hope. I hope they keep coming back. They haven't given me any advice recently, but that's a horse of a different color. So the next thing up are these cute little stitch markers. They are actually going to SAS Knitter. So please PM me with your full name and mailing address and I'll send them right out. The next thing that was for a prize was the Yowza skein of your choosing from Miss Babs. So definitely, the winner of this is Vegan Jilly. So Jilly, please just PM me with your choice from MissBabs.com of a Yowza skein of your choosing. Just give me your full address and mailing address, and I'll send it on as soon as I get. Well, and I'll obviously I'll order that for you and send it right on to you. The next thing that we're giving away is this bag. It's so cute. It's by Molly Clean Designs. So yes, our newest netter, not knitter, our newest member in Knitosaurus Rex. Please PM me with your full name and mailing address, and I'll send this right on as soon as I see that message. All right. So the next Oh, you know what? I might as well congratulate everyone while I'm at it. Hey, thank you so much for joining me in the group last year. I do appreciate your company with that one as well. The next thing up is what I'm calling the Java Along. This is actually going to be a KAL premiering all of the wonderful patterns of CC Almond, also known as Java Pearl designs there on Ravelry. This is going to be a year-long KAL, so any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that has anything to do with the Geeky Girls or is one of Java Pearl's designs, it won't be hard to convince me. Trust me. Whips are allowed as long as they have been finished in 2017. You can feel free to polydip in other KALs as long as it fits in with their rules. Each project you finish and post counts as one entry into the giveaway. You also must be a member of the Silver's Dreamland podcast group on Ravelry to participate. The next thing that I do ask is that you do post pictures on any social media using SDL Java along. So that was once more hashtag S like Sam, D as in David, L as in Larry, Java along. So I can find your whips and FOs. Who knows, you may be entered into a drawing for our random act of patterning days. For this, we'll actually be giving away one Java Pearl design pattern every month during the course of the KAL to get your collection started. Cece herself has even donated several to give away as well, so please, if you participate, there will be prizes involved. I also will have several other prizes later on in the year. Basically, if you have any crafty items that you'd like to donate as prizes, please PM me on Ravelry. I am SilverLuna2112, or you can email me directly at silversdreamlandpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll definitely make sure we get that in there as well. Oh, yeah. By the way, there will be a prize of CC's Coffee with CC book. All you need to do is be a member of the group and comment in this episode thread in which pattern, just basically telling me what pattern out of that book you would knit first. I'll use a random number generator to select the winner before I record in February. So be sure to enter. That's all you gotta do is tell me which one you would knit first. Like I said, I am not picking. It's not hard to convince me, right? I have also created a pattern bundle on Ravelry with all of Cece's wonderful patterns. Please just make sure you check them out, and they're completely awesome. Don't take my word for it. Take a look. Her aesthetic is awesome. She's got so many different genres of, as I put it, geekdom that she likes to cover. More specifically, Doctor Who. Hello. Easiest sell to me. All right, so favorite things. First thing on my list is always going to be family time. I really hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season. I myself spent as much time with my family as my crazy work weeks allowed. There were fun times had by all and tons of talking and game playing. I got a lot of knitting done and a ton more eating done. I don't know about anyone else, but this time of year, it's hard to resist the family cakes and things like that. We are part Hungarian, so we do what we call hunky cakes. They basically look like pigs in a blanket, but with like little fillings. Say, for example, we have some apricot ones, there's prune ones we do, and the nut combo that we have. I don't have the exact recipe, don't ask. I'm so sorry. I'll have to ask my mom for that one. She's the ringleader in all of that. Now, some of my favorite things actually came in the mail over the course of December, and there's quite a bit. So I made sure we have lots of photos. So yeah, this is in my enabling section, I guess you can say. There's actually a few other orders that I've put through, kind of as a present to myself after working like a crazy person. Yeah. However, that hasn't come in, but that's okay. So many pretties here to come in over the course of December, so don't worry about that. The first shipment that came in was actually the Desert Vista Dye Works shipment that I've been waiting on since November. This one, this lovely here, is called Winnie the Pooh. Oh my God, it's such Winnie the Pooh. I love it. Oh, I saw the pictures online and I had to have it. Now, you all know I am a fan, and I use the term broadly. I am a very big fan of Doctor Who. So when this one came in the shop, I absolutely had to have it. If you can't read the label, it says Rainbow Exterminate. And if anyone isn't in the know, that actually has to do with the Daleks. Exterminate. Exterminate. Pretty cool, huh? I saw that it had to come home with me. So the next shipment that I got was from Leading Men Fiber Arts. I did get a handwritten note from Andy and Steve thanking me for my second order. It was super cute and so nice of them. So yeah, their yarn is completely awesome. So you could not blame me for getting a couple of these. Now, the name on this next one caught my attention really quickly. It's called Acid Trip for short, but it's the director's in interpretation. It's on their showstopper base, which is good for socks. And I already have a plan for that. Yes, plotting and planning. The next thing that I did get in that same shipment is called Razzle Dazzle number 5. It's in their soliloquy gradient set. I intend to make the 100 acre wood shawl. Wow, I Absolutely, absolutely love, love, love the pattern, and I've seen so many people actually working on it too. The next thing that actually was a big deal that came in the mail was from the Wool Warehouse, which is actually in England. I bought 24 skeins of the Drops Big Merino and the Mocha colorway. It's enough to make a woman's sweater. However, it's not my project I was thinking of when I bought this. The person that I actually bought this for already knows that it's coming to her. It's a holiday present for her. I think it's safe to say that the shipment came in finally, and it just made me squeak so loud. I wish I had gotten a photo of it before I wrapped it. I'm so sorry. But we will be seeing her on Saturday, so hopefully I'll get some photos of her actually opening it up, and I'm sure she'll love it. There's another little surprise coming in for her as well. Hopefully in the next couple days before we go up to see her, right? Anyway, the next shipment that came in was the next 6 months of my coffee intake. At least 6 months. I did get a bunch of different flavors. The first eight, or sorry, first seven of them are all in 12 count put ups. They are the peaches and cream, peppermint, which I'm actually currently drinking right now, and it is yummy, yummy. Cannot wait to get down more. There's also the watermelon we have there, the white chocolate brownie, apple cinnamon, and then one or MTI wanted to, sorry, MTI wanted to try is the Belgian chocolate lace flavor. I also wanted to try the blueberry cinnamon cobbler since it was kind of a gift for both of us for the holidays. That's kind of what we decided was to split what flavors we chose. Um, and since he also really, really likes the bubblegum flavor and the orange creamsicle flavors, I decided to make sure we had at least 40 counts of both. The orange creamsicle, I actually have 80 of them now. Yes, they are all put away in the cabinet. It literally came about 3 hours ago, and obviously I've already had a couple cups already. If you can't tell by my rambling. The next thing that did come in this month was a shipment that I had ordered from Molly Klein Designs. Now, these two bags here, absolutely amazing. That first one that I showed you before, the purple Santas, that's on your left. And then there's the green with the cats and the Santa hats. I'll show you a close-up picture of it. It's super cute. Molly actually surprised me with this one. The bag that I had originally wanted was no longer in stock, so she PM'd me and asked me to pick another bag. I told her, hey, you know what, just surprise me, and she sure did. Isn't it awesome? Actually, this secondary one was meant to be the prize for the whip down, but I decided I liked this one a lot better. Um, but yeah, it's super cute. I absolutely love it. What also came in the shipment was a bunch of stitch markers. This is the packaging of them all. I'll show you each one individually. I got quite a few. I'll have to show them all off. There are some holiday ones in there as well as the different themes. That one's for Downton Abbey. We have that one. That's actually the holiday themed ones. I've used them several times already. And then there they are again. Haha. And then these ones are my absolute favorite. I saw that she had Beauty and the Beast ones. Ugh, absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We have here, they'll obviously just look close. What do you think those are? Yeah, those are Aladdin, if you hadn't been able to tell. Oh yeah, and this one's my favorite. Can you tell which one of these stitch markers I've used a few times already? Yeah, the Dingle Hopper from Little Mermaid. I thought it was absolutely funny because the mom that I'm making the item for that I'm currently have it on is a hat. I'll explain more about that later. She absolutely loves the movie and was ecstatic and thrilled to see the Dingle Hopper hanging off of it when I showed her the item. Absolutely amazing. And the last set, yeah, more Downton Abbey. Oh, absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved getting that package. Oh man, I can wax about those stitch markers forever, and I am so sorry because they are so amazing. The next thing that I did receive was two different packages from Gale's Art. I had originally ordered the pink and splattertastic blank, but mistakes happen. The poinsettia one was so beautiful that I didn't want it to leave my house, so I just kind of bought it off of Gale. Luckily for me, Gale actually had enough of the blank items to just go ahead and sell it that way. Luckily for me, though, yeah, Gale was made sure that the proper person received the one, so there's that. Also, the two of us got a good laugh out of the fact that our mailman apparently does not know the meaning of return to sender. That's another long story, and I'm not going to bore you with it. So, the blanks that I did get were that the poinsettia one I mentioned before, absolutely gorgeous. And it's sparkly. Me and sparkles, if you know me at all, you absolutely love sparkles. The next one that I got was actually called a Christmas tree. Yes, sock blanks are my new thing, apparently. Oh, isn't that amazing? I needed something for the holidays. It's beauteous. And then we have the pink and blue abstract color that I actually saw and absolutely fell in love with. So yes, the next thing that I can count as enabling, that's technically, yeah. The first thing was the Alubiu gift card that I got from my in-laws. When I received that, it finally meant that I can buy that Woolmeyes Pure skein of wings on my feet that I have been eyeing for so long. I've been so jealous. It is super awesome, super sweet. Oh, soft, so soft as all get out. Oh, and so pretty. I cannot wait to start socks that I bought that for. I also received a skein of Lion Brand Amazing in the Arcadia colorway from my brother. It's so awesome looking. Like you see the multiple colors in that. Oh, I have been dreaming about what I want to make of it. There are 147 yards, so if anyone has any ideas, please let me know. I can't quite make a pair of socks with it, but I kind of want to make a hat, but I don't know what exactly I want to make out of it. So please, I'm open to suggestions. The next and the last thing that came in the mail that I ordered was from a gift card that I got from Amazon for my parents. So, can anyone guess what I decided to get with it? Yeah. No, the first few stories of Doctor Who. That's what I am talking about, the William Hartnell years. The two stories that are involved, I actually didn't take pictures of the boxes. I can reach over and get it now. You have number 1 through 3. Yes, 1 through 3 have at the very beginning An Unearthly Child, The Daleks, and The Edge of Destruction, which are the stories that got me hooked. And then the other story I did get was The Aztecs, which was really the reason why I kept watching it. Completely awesome. I have been wanting to get those on DVD for so long that I was excited beyond belief that I finally got a chance to go ahead and do so. All right. Now that I've blathered on about my purchases, right? On to the knitting and what you came by for. The first thing that I finished in December, actually, well, not December. Yeah, no, I finished in December. Anyway, it was the what I call the Kit Kat hat number 1. It's part of a larger project on my Ravelry page called Kit Kat Hat Trick. It is the Kit Kat hat pattern by Andre Sue. I did that out of the colorway 9912, which is Cascade 220 superwash paints on a size 7 16-inch circulars. It came out so awesome. I do apologize. I do not have a picture for it at all. I took a picture. It's on my Instagram account. So if you want to go ahead and look, I'll wait. Go ahead. The second thing I did finish was what I call coral, and in parentheses L, because the colorway coral lives upstairs. It's the upstairs, downstairs, a cowl in three sizes by Paula Emmons Fussell. Out of the coral colorway, Miss Babs Yowza, sorry, that is a size 7 metal needles from Susan Bates at 29-inch circulars. Look at how awesome it came out. Ah, absolutely love that pattern. I have another one cooked up. That is also being gifted this weekend. I will not say to who, although she can probably guess if she's watching by now. The next thing that I did finish was what I called T's Heart is in New England. The pattern was called Autumn, Autumn in New England by Susan Stomberg. There were so many different color blue. Basically, every color you can possibly think of blue was in there. All of them are out of the Red Heart Comfort colors. This was actually done on a size US 6 Knitter's Pride cubic splatina 40-inch circulars. I finished, you're going to love this, very last minute. I finished at 11 o'clock in the morning before having to leave the house at 1 o'clock to go give it to my intended recipient. So it didn't receive the blocking or the stretching that it should have. I kind of mentioned to my brother, who is the intended recipient, that if he wants to wash it, he could just kind of push it and stretch it a little bit because he's kind of a tall dude and he did not fit under it right away. But he's been using it and he sent me photos, so that's something, right? I really had wished that I had extra time to do more of that border color, the black looking color. Oh, absolutely amazing. The next item that I did finish this month is what I call the Fiery New England. It also is the Autumn in New England by Susan Stomberg. The white is a Lion Brand Pound of Love. The Cardinal Red, the red colorway, is by Red Heart Comfort Sport. This one was done on a size US 6 Knitter's Pride cubic splatina 40-inch circulars. My mom absolutely loves hiding under this blanket, even though it was meant for both of my parents. But that's pretty cool that she enjoys it as much as I do. And if you look really, really closely at the top portion of that picture, you'll see the stitch marker in place that I mentioned before. So yes, the next thing I also made or finished this month was what I called Hitching a Ride on the Gray Train. The pattern is The Hitchhiker by Martina Bem. For, out of the gray marl colorway of Patton's Croy. It was done on a size US 6 Knitter's Pride cubic splatina 40-inch circulars. Yes, same ones, I promise. Transferred between project to project. But yes, this was actually made for my mother-in-law. She absolutely, as far as I know, she loved it. I think empty. I definitely told her, this is awesome and I love it. But anyway, I loved the pattern. I loved working with it. The gray kind of drove me crazy. But the good news is that the gray can be worn with everything. So I'm really hoping she likes it and really see her out and about with it. Suggestion. Anyway, the next thing that I did finish this month was what I call Mermaid in a Half Shell. It is the Ladies Mermaid Tail Lapgan Cocoon Blanket by Angie Hartley. There are actually two different colorways in that one, the grape purple and rosewood colorways of Karen Simply Soft Ombre colors. They were done on a US 11s. I honestly cannot believe that it took me so long to finish this thing. Most of the time, blankets only take me about a month, maybe a month and a half at the most. I was sitting on that blanket for about 4 months. I think for an entire month I hadn't really worked on it. The decreases kind of scared but Jesus out of me. Let's just put it that way. I'm being nice when I say that. But it came out awesome, and the intended recipient absolutely loved it. Her mom actually is one of my bosses at work, so it was nice to see everyone's reaction at work too when she opened it up. I I really hope she liked it. It was kind of a holiday present, and I haven't seen the recipient's mother since then. So here's hoping. I'm crossing my fingers. You can't see it. Sorry. The other thing that I did finish this month was a washcloth that I made for Tim. It's not pictured, because it was blue, and you know me and taking pictures of things, right? But yeah, so this is another one that I finished in the meantime as well. This one is actually part of a larger project that I'm starting. I'm going to be calling it 2017 pile of washcloths. I'm hoping to do one every week. I finished that one yesterday, sometime mid-afternoon. I'm also working on another one right now. It's kind of fuzzy, I'm sorry. The pattern itself is called Grandma's Favorite Washcloth. This one is the sugar and cream, um, what is it? Holiday Prince. And I'm using a size 6, sorry, my nose is itchy, size 6 marbles needles. Absolutely love the needles, and I could not wait to use them on something. Can you tell? All right. So, things that I am working on. There are quite a bit. A lot even that I started since the last time we talked. Remember that whole, trying to knock down the number of works in progress that I have? Yeah, I kind of blew that out of the water. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize right now because there are quite a few. The first one up on my list, I am actually going to be calling Blue Weave Less Than 3. Yes, it is the basket weave baby blanket that I wrote. So far, I absolutely love it. I wanted to get at least a half pattern rotation, so at least it was started. This is for another work friend who is actually having a baby boy. Yes, this is super adorable. She was so ecstatic when I told her I wanted to make her a little bit of something. This is the powder blue colorway from Red Heart. It's on a size US 7, 29-inch circular needles. So yes, the next thing I'm actually working on is called the Bella Coffee, or Bella Coffee, I'm calling it. The shawl name is the Coffee Date by CC Almond. I have started maybe the second section, didn't get too far. I took a picture of it on Instagram, so if you want to take a look, it's there, and it's also on my Ravelry page as well. I'll have to get a better photo later. The three colorways I'm using for it, they're all Plucky Knitter. The first one is the Putty in My Hands colorway on their Bellow base. The next one is the Give a Hoot color on their Plucky single base. And the last one is called Enchantment on the Primo fingering base. I decided to use a size US 3 Shigu 40-inch cable needles, mostly because I am a tight knitter, so I always try to go up at least maybe a half a needle size or even a full one, just to be on the safe side. you know. The third thing I actually recently started, I am calling Succulate This. It's the Strawberries and Cream Frappe pattern by CC Almond out of the Orange You Happy It's Pink colorway. It's the Succulate base from the Sideboards Craft Room. I am using this one as a double what do you call it, a double hashtag for the for Megan KAL that I told you I was going to start earlier. And then this is also for my Java along as well. So keep an eye on that one. It is super fun. What you see there is about half of the toe. I haven't quite finished the toe. I should get back to that soonish, right? I'm using my usual US 2 2/16-inch circular needle method. Absolutely love it. And like I mentioned before, I am now doing two different hats. Actually, three different hats. I'm calling the Kit Kat hat trick. Total of three hats for a client. I am concurrently working on number two and number three. They are coming along so well so far. The pattern, like I mentioned before, was the Kit Kat hat by Andre Sue. The second one that I've been working on is in the shaded blue colorway, and there's also a little bit of a lighter blue as well that I used from my brother's blanket. The third one is actually going to be made out of the 9912 colorway of the Cascade 220 Superwash paints. Both of these are being done on my US 7 16-inch circular needles, just so you know. Aren't they absolutely adorable? Oh, I love those hats. I cannot wait to get back to them. I'm actually going to be taking them this weekend because I know what I'm packing for my knitting already, but nothing else, right? Anyway, the next thing that I have been working on, I just started. This was a Christmas Eve cast on. I know it's a little blurry. I do apologize. I was kind of half moving my hands as I took the picture, and that would be the best in the group. I'm calling them my Christmas tree socks. This the toe up socks with a difference by Wendy D. Johnson pattern. It is out of my Christmas tree sock blank by Gail's Art. I took this with me to Christmas Eve dinner and I cast on the sock and my brother was like, "What are you doing?" Because if you notice, the circulars are just a little bit off. I decided to buy a set of US2 9-inch circulars by Knitter's Pride to try it. Once I finished with the toe, I actually switched to this needle. I'm not completely sold on it yet. I'm not completely comfortable with the 9-inch circulars because of the way I knit, and I think that's a common problem with a few different things. But that's fine. I will persevere and I will get it done. So the next thing that I worked on, I don't have a physical photo for it. They are on Instagram, so again, if you want to follow and find that, that is up to you. The pattern that I'm going this next one, sorry, I'm going to be calling is the purple mint. It is the peppermint mocha socks by CC Almond again. I'm using the Deadly Nightshade colorway from Pandia's Jewels. Oh, love this sock here, and let me tell you, it's my favoriteest in the world. It's absolutely adorable. Oh, I wish I had a photo to show you now. But anyway, I'm using a size US2 to 16-inch circulars, which is my usual method. Oh, it's coming out absolutely amazing. And Cece, you are an absolute genius. So everyone should try out this pattern too with me. I promise you, you will not go wrong. It looks like a peppermint stick around the sock. It's such an easy pattern to memorize too. I've already memorized it and I've only done one rotation of the pattern, so you'll be fine. I promise. So things that have been on the needles before that did get a little bit of love. There are a few this time around. The first one is the Snapely Love sock, which is the Snape stocking by Erica Luter. Out of the Zitron Trekking colorway is number 591. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Once I turn that heel, oh my gosh, I am in love with this foot. With this foot, I'm in love with this pattern. But uh, good news is that MTI can fit in the sock. I have not done a top down sock for him yet. So I was amazed when I turned the heel and did the pattern rotation and it fit his foot. I was so amazed. I love it. The way that this pattern is written is absolutely gorgeous. And if you notice, those are some darn pretty needles. Those are my size US2 Knitter's Pride Carbons DPNs. If anyone hasn't been following along on my Instagram feed recently, my mom is such a sweetheart. I use the anagrams for things, and I probably shouldn't. And I'm confused the muggles. Let's put it that way. I confuse the muggles when it comes to DPNs and whips and foes and everything else. I use these anagrams and I confuse people. My mom sat there on Christmas Eve and was like, darn pretty needles. It's like, yeah, sure, that's what they stand for. And now that's kind of a running joke with her and I now. Isn't that awesome? And it's awesome that I'm actually using double points. So the next thing that did get a little love, and I do mean a little love this time around, were my watermelon socks. Yeah, I did maybe about an inch, if that, on the socks. But just to remind you, it is also the toe up socks with the difference by Wendy D. Johnson out of my watermelon sock blank by Gail's Art. Also on the size 2 16-inch circulars. So yes, I did get a quite a fair amount of work done on my Burning the Blue. I did up to 2 pattern rotations on the second section, which is the little white colorway in the middle. The pattern is Ashburn by Melanie Berg. It's out of Yummy 2-ply by Miss Babs in the Denim, Spirits, and Tartish colorways. Oh, I absolutely love the way it's knitting up so far. I had to stop myself earlier from doing more. I'm using a size 6, the metal platina needles on the, wow, words are hard tonight. I'm so sorry. They are the metal, let's try that again without choking on my words, right? I'm gonna leave that in because this is how I am at 7 o'clock in the night. But anyway, they are the 40-inch platina needles. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. I am like staring right at it. It's so beauteous. Ah, Melanie Berg is a freaking genius. Let me tell you. Such a simple pattern rotation, but it comes out looking gorgeous. Anyway, enough waxing on that. The next thing that did get a little bit of love this time around was the Lorelei's Mystery KAL. Yes, folks, I am still working on it slowly, but I'm still in love with it. It's the was also known as the Gilmore Girls binge watching KAL. I have gotten to pattern rotation 12 of 16 in the second clue. Look at those stripes. Ugh, I cannot stop. I cannot look away. The pattern itself was called the Laurel Eyes Mystery KAL by Renegade Knitter. I was using the Lorna's Laces Shepherd Sock, wow, in the denim and Laurel Eyes colorway. The Laurel Eyes is the lighter color. Absolutely amazing. They are on a size US 4 40-inch Chaigu red lace fixed circulars. Ah, I'm sorry. I can't stop. I can't stop staring at it. I really can't. So let me move on before I start drooling over the shawl. Um, the next thing that I did work on was the It's So Great and Mint. It is the Chevron Baby Blanket by Espace Tricot. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I am so sorry. There are two different Lion Brand Vanna's Choice yarns. The first is the silver gray and the mint colorways. I love working on this. Let me tell you, since I even took the picture this afternoon, I've almost finished that top gray stripe there. Oh, it goes so fast. I absolutely love it. The pattern calls for 5 pattern rotations. I'm doing 6. It's just that that's what the mom wanted that I'm making this for. And since she is my supervisor at work, I want to make sure she's happy with it, right? Anyway, I'm using a size US 9 Knitter's Pride cubics on that one as well, the 29-inch circulars. They are absolutely wonderful needles to work with, and the colors and everything together. I did not think that I would like that combination of wool together, but I've gotten so many compliments from everyone I've showed that over the past couple days, and I took it to New Year's Eve or a pre-New Year's Eve, I guess, thing. I don't know. Anyway, the next thing that I got a little bit of love, probably a little bit more than I should have, is the Frozen bow ties are cooler. Wow, mixing my reference. Anyway, it's the bow ties are cool pattern by Jenny's Centripecho. I did use 2 different colors. The blue is Supernatural Yarn Siren Sock in the Frozen colorway, and the red colorway, although it kind of looks darker than that, is the Dreaming Color Smushy in the In Vino Veritas colorway. Oh, I love the combo. I have gotten now to the little edge row that you're seeing there is right before the little wavy lines at the very bottom. So I'm just about done and I want to savor. I want to savor it so bad. I'm using a size US 3 Nova Patina in the 47-inch circulars. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. The last thing that did get a little bit of love, I didn't take a photo of it only because the last time that I took a photo and I showed you, it did not pull out any of the colors, but was the Ketter Dance. I did get to the edging pattern and I'm holding off on the rest until it's dash dash. So yes, the pattern is the Ketter Dam by Lala of the Knit Girls. I'm using the Journey Sock Let's Do the Warp Again colorway from the Unwind Yarn Company. Oh, I absolutely love this color, guys. I cannot get enough. And I'm using a size US 7 metal circs from Susan Bates. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oy. So let's move on to needle adjacent. It's basically just stuff that I've been dreaming about doing next. And trust me, there are a lot on that list. Like I mentioned before, I want to do the 100 Acre Wood Shawl. Um, I also want to finally finish the wedding even star that I'm making for MTI's new sister-in-law. She knows it's coming, but just doesn't know what the pattern looks like. I'll have to show you updates as I finish, or as I start it rather. And since I anticipate it's going to take me at least a couple months, I actually should have cast it on like, I don't know, 3 days ago or earlier. But yeah, anyway, I've been putting it off because, yeah, I don't know why. Um, the next thing that I want to mention that I've been dreaming about is Cece's sock patterns. I want to start with all of her Coffee with Cece book, and possibly a lot of her other geeky inspired ones. Since there are quite a few, I'm going to be just listing them all out on the section of the website called KALs and CA or KALs and CALs section of the site. That way you can see a list of everything that I'm intending on doing. That's not the whole list of her repertoire. It's just what I want to be able to do. Um, in that vein, I'm hoping to do two of her sock patterns a month. So wish me luck. Crossing my fingers. Trust me. I really, really want to get that done. The other thing that I need to get started and finish actually before February, middle of February, I am doing another mermaid lapkin for another person that I work with as well. Mostly because she's the cousin of the person I made the original lap can for, and what one has, the other one must have. And those aren't even necessarily my words, so yeah, take that as you will. All right, so what you watching, Silver? Well, let's see what I am watching. Much. Let's start off with the TV shows. I did do a lot of binge watching of Doctor Who. I watched the entire Day of the Doctor series. Also watched all of the David Tennant specials. I also managed to find a lot of Doctor Who confidentials and a lot of the extra stuff that is between the seasons and everything like that. I managed also to binge watch all of the Christmas episodes in order. So thank you, Jilly, for giving me that idea. I loved getting to watch all of the new, nudist, newest iterations of the Doctors all in a row. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. A little bit of a note, I still have yet to watch this year's Christmas episode, so no spoilers, please. No spoilers. I promise I will get to it as soon as I possibly can, probably after I finish recording and this is uploading. So this month I also did manage to watch a lot of Stargate SG-1. I'm up to season 4, episode 13. Oh, there's so many episodes I love. I cannot list them all off. And if you haven't watched the series, it's 10 seasons long. And there are a couple spin-offs. And I'm thinking I want to finish with the spin-offs afterward. We'll see how it goes, right? I also I am such a fan of musicals and Broadway. I watched Hairspray live on December 7th. It was pretty good. I think the best part of that for me is that there were a lot of alumni of the roles. There was a few Tracys in there as extras. Yeah, I recommend if you can find that on YouTube or elsewhere and watch it for yourself if you haven't already. It totally made my little theater geek side squeak. Oh, as if you couldn't tell by how excited I am, but just by talking about it now, and it's almost been a month since then, right? Let's see. This month, I also managed to catch up with like the Nick Girls, Yarn Hoarder, Around the Twist, and Oh, so many people. So many people. Pretty much every podcast I watched, I'm actually caught up on. The other thing that I did kind of binge watch and really got into in December was a bunch of people, a lot of podcasts that I watch were doing what they call Vlogmas episodes. Homestead House, The Knitted Broomstick, and Vine. There were a few others. I'm sorry if I'm missing out, but there are so many, like I said, of podcasts that I watch. Um, the biggest news that I think I have is that in the month of December, I watched episodes 67 through 114 of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm still 2 years behind, but that is okay. I have time, I promise. um, Also, for the holiday season, I did watch a lot of holiday movies, but specifically, I watched It's a Wonderful Life and Elf several times, so I'm going to mention those. So, what you reading, Silver? Not as much as I would like. But let's be honest, I finished 4 books, 2 of which are absolute fluff. I guess the other ones are kind of too, but the Rock Chick Renegade and Rock Chick Revenge, I did finish both of those this month, and those are both by Kristen Ashley. Wow, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And then the other two that were fluff are actually technically part of one book. The stories are Christmas with the Marine by Candace Havens and Her Naughty Holiday by Tiffany Rice. Yeah, they were definitely fluff and something I needed to kind of listen to while I was just doing all of the knitting. But I am currently reading, actually, I'm listening to Rock Chick Reckoning. I am about 4 hours from finishing the book. Hopefully, I'll finish it tonight. Tio's not home, so I can listen to it as loud as I want, right? Anyway, I'm also reading 7 Up still. I'm going to admit I read maybe a chapter. Yeah, with everything going on this month, who can blame me? I have to get really much better at that, right? Yeah, I think so. All right, so I have actually rambled on for long enough. I know your time is valuable. So I'm pretty social. You can actually find me on our Ravelry board, which is Silver's Dreamland Podcast. I am Silver Luna 2112 there on Ravelry. On Facebook, we can be found directly at www.facebook.com/Silver's Dreamland. On Instagram, I am both Silver's Treats and Silver's Dreamland. More likely on Silver's Treats. So if you want to go ahead and find me there, I put up a lot of photos there as much as I possibly can. On Twitter, I am at Silver's Knitting. I do tend to read through all messages as soon as I possibly can. However, if you don't hear from me within 24 hours on any of those mediums, please feel free to email me directly at silversdreamland@gmail.com. And like I said, I have rambled for quite long enough. So so please just feel free to join any discussion or start your own on the Ravelry board. I don't bite, I promise. Until next time, happy crafting!